Welcome back, everybody. This is Wings of Wax, and we are playing more Slay the Spire. So, last time we had a defect run that got to almost the heart. We missed out on the last key piece, but I don't really have faith that that deck actually would have been able to survive the heart because of the, I forget what the effect is called. It's like beat of the heart or beat of the drum or something like that, where every time you play a card, you would have taken a damage, and all of our zero casting cost cards would, I think, would inevitably would have just killed us because we would have taken probably too much damage without like a tungsten rod to be able to actually survive the hits from that. And since we were just casting so many zero casting cost cards, didn't make sense. So this time we're going to try to actually go for more of a Frosty Orb style deck. And see what we can do here. Upgrade a card, obtain 3 random potions, remove 2 cards. Removing 2 cards actually is pretty good for us. But let's see what our pathing looks like. If I remove all gold, obviously this way is not going to be the way we go. So we have this way, which would be an elite, another super elite here, which we can't just avoid that elite. We have 1 combat. We have potentially probably 1 more combat in these question marks here. So we have 4 combats, and then we finally have a rest site here. And I don't see any more elites that we can get to, so we can only reasonably go for like 1 elite this entire combat, unless we want to take the gamble at the end of this one to go after this one. It's probably still the best thing for us to do, but we have 3 different ways we can go. So a bunch of question marks. So we have 3 combats, and then we have the elite, and then we can make a choice if we want to be able to go to campfire or an elite. So I think I'm going to be removing 2 strikes from the deck. Since we are defensive, we're going to be adding more strikes to the deck anyways. And it's just a matter of, like, do we want to guarantee the 3 combats with this one? Or we could actually make it so we only go up to 2 combats here. Problem is then we miss out on... Yes, it's better for us to choose either this path or this path. I think we're going to pick this path, because I want the 3 combats before I be able to, so that way we get some more options for cards and stuff like that. So I got rid of the strikes, by the way, because we're going to be probably getting like strike pluses and stuff like that. It's worth taking the 1 damage here. That way we can actually kill you. Boom. Alright, so we have Strike Plus, we have Reinforced Body, and we have Charge Battery. Charge Battery is actually a really good card. It's a really good block card, but we don't really need blocks. We just got rid of strikes, so we actually need more like Bullseye right now. Reinforced Body is also really good too. Find some potions. I do not want the Snecko. I'll take the Fairy in a Bottle, though, which I'm going to call it now. I'm going to forget about that. And I'm going to say we're going to be dead, and then all of a sudden we're probably going to come back to like Fairy in the Bottle. Calling it right now. I'm just going to block. I don't want to take damage if I can help it. Do we dual cast? Yeah. Nice. That worked out. Just make sure we take no damage this turn. Boom, boom. And this deals an extra 3 damage to you. Sure. Alright. What do we get? Compile Driver, Barrage. We're not really at a point where Barrage is actually going to be worthwhile. This does get better later on because we actually have more orbs and stuff to get into play. I do think Compile Driver being able to draw us an additional card is probably worthwhile. Yes. No, it was this one. This one? This one. This one? We have 1 more combat before we get to this elite if we go up that way. Or I could just travel up this way. We fought, what, 2 combats? Actually, these have all been combats? Yeah, these have all been combats. Oh, no, we had one potion thing. So... almost thinking that we go up this way now. Just to make sure that we can, like, potentially fully heal before we get to this if we need. Yes. Okay. Well, let's see if we can draw another defend. We did, so we'll go for the double defend here. Bullseye, and I guess double defend. Is it worth taking the 2 damage? It might be actually worth taking 2 damage here just to deal some extra points of damage. Put him to 19, which would put him to 16. And we have the option, if we draw 3 strikes in the following turn, to be able to kill him. No, we don't, because he's going to be defending anyways. So I think we just put up our blocks here. Let's not get too super greedy. See if we draw our bullseye. Nope. There we go. Glacier is fantastic. Okay. Actually, these are all really good, especially for Act 1, Act 2. This is a damage card that scales over the course of the game, so being able to pick up 1 or 2 of these is not a terrible option. Auto Shields to be able to give you 11 block for 1 mana is really powerful, but Frost Orbs is Frost Orbs, and we need Frost Orbs. There we go. There's my reasoning. Hopefully that made sense. I don't think we should fight this elite and then go fight the super elite. I think we should make the decision to go fight the other elite after we fight the super elite. And this is going to be an Ishku. So we have 11. We have 11. Perfect. Let's go. We like had to use the potion, otherwise we're gonna like take damage or just set it up so we have awful turns. Yeah. Dead and dead. Okay. Alright. Rebound, Darkness, and Blizzard. At this point, I think we need the Darkness. We did finally get something to work with Blizzard, but we need a couple more Frost Orbs to make Blizzard worthwhile. Since we only have 2 Frost Orbs in the deck, I don't think it's worth it yet. But Darkness is reasonable. Rebound, also a decent card, but being able to set up 1 Darkness Orb I think is worthwhile. What does this actually do when it's upgraded? I don't think I've ever upgraded this card. Trigger the passive ability of all Dark Orbs. Wow, that's pretty cool. That is actually really, really cool. Hey, we don't need to heal up. So, what are we doing? Zap is a reasonable choice here. This goes up to 3 lock on. Just 10 damage. Doesn't give us an additional Frost Orb. If this was 0 mana, I would definitely go for that. I think we just go for the Zap, though. Alright, Super Elite, here we go. Yep. And we're going to target the one in the back because he has the least amount of HP. We're not going to go for the one in the center ever until we've actually already taken out one of these. So that way they're off kilter from each other. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, we're taking some damage this turn, that's for sure. Do we cast the Zap, is the question. Because I'm thinking actually what we do is probably go for... Obviously set up the Darkness. But... I was thinking about Liquid Memories, getting back Glacier. Which would give us more Frost Orbs for this turn. I think we should do that now. And that's just a matter of, like, do we go for Zap? I don't think we actually are able to. I think we go for the Darkness. Which would be enough block to be able to block both of these, right? 1921, so we're actually going to take 1 damage. That's fine. Then it's worth it for us to just be able to attack one of these, which it looks like this one is the weakest one currently. So let's go for you. Okay, let's draw some cards. We drew the darkness again, which it's not upgraded, so it doesn't really matter. What do we have in our deck? Zap, dual cast to be able. We have Glacier too to be able to get rid of these if we wanted to. If I go for the darkness here, interesting. That's really nifty. Do we actually go for the second darkness orb then? It's gonna get +6, which means it's gonna go up to 18. I actually think it's worthwhile. It's a little crazy, but I like crazy. Well, those are clear choices. From there, both of these will be able to kill this, so I think we start going after another one. Because we are more than likely going to draw the Glacier next turn, or the dual cast, or the Zap. We actually want the Glacier, though. We either need Glacier or both of these. So we're likely to draw at least either Glacier or both of these. So I think we go after the one in the back. Okay. Well, we zap here and we go for dual cast. Awesome. Take one. That was exactly how I was hoping it was going to go. So, and there we go. Eternal Feather is actually reasonable. That we have to rest less often. Chill. Okay. Yeah, we'll take chill. Being able to put one Frostbite Orb into play. And also this can become innate if we actually want it to be. I think it's worthwhile for us to go fight this other elite. We still have 3 potions. Question card this early is actually really good. Being able to get an additional option. Oh boy. Or we go for the Sapphire Key. I think additional options this early on in the game is worthwhile. Let's do it. Lagavulin. Who you fooling? Let's go for the strength upgrade. And we're off to the races. Let's see. What do we got? Compile Driver, but I can get a Chilled into play, as well as a Darkness Orb. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I really want to cast that Glacier, but are we just taking 18 on the chin? This is the last turn that we could actually get full advantage of our dual cast for Lightning Orb. We did draw a Glacier. Interesting. Dual cast is not free, so we shouldn't go for the Compile Driver. Should just go for the Defend this turn. I'm not going to cast a Zap because I actually want to be able to kill him with this Dark Orb if we draw dual cast, which is obviously in the last couple of cards of our deck. Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, unfortunately we can't cast that. We can't cast any of these, so go. Dual cast it is. Let's go. Boom, boom. Sweeping Beam is reasonable here. Claw, second pick probably. We don't have any AoE, so like picking up an AoE right now is worthwhile. And there's not really many AoE cards that you can get with the Defect either, so... Of course, we get offered another AoE. That's pretty funny. Too bad we can't take Mummified Hand. That would have been sweet. What does this one do? Add a random colorless card to your hand, basically. Okay. Pass. And this is the Ornithopter, which will give us 5 health every time we use a potion. So, what are we picking here? We could use another defensive card. We already have Glacier and Chill, but I could use probably one more. Who are we fighting against before I make any more decisions? Okay. So we have Hexaghost. Hexaghost and Doom and Gloom actually are worthwhile, because we can set up a pretty big Dark Orb. Although we already have the Dark Orb, we don't necessarily need another one. I do think Doom and Gloom is actually just like a good card, though. And we could take Doom and Gloom and Leap here and be able to take a Power Potion. Interesting. We're bottlenecked on mana. That's the only issue. And we already have our Darkness Orb. Is it worth it to take another AoE? Like, I don't mind having 2 AoEs in the deck. And we're probably not going to be taking Hyper Beam, I would imagine. If we get offered it, since it is a rare. Yeah, I do think we take Doom and Gloom. And I think we just take... Do we take Leap or do we take Charge Battery? Charge Battery is really good, especially with Glacier and Doom and Gloom in the deck. And Compile Drive to draw extra cards. People get that extra mana. I do know that Leap is really strong too, though. To block 9. 2 health. Yeah, let's go for that one. I don't necessarily think we need a second one. I could get rid of another strike here, though. Let's go for it. We're at 43. Yeah, we can actually afford to upgrade here. What are we upgrading? Chilled, nah. Darkness, probably. We saw what that darkness upgrade does. It was a pretty cool upgrade, I gotta say. Deal a bunch of extra damage, especially to Hexaghost. We have no way to, like, prevent a lot of damage, though. We have no focus right now. So obviously I would, like, prioritize focus cards, but we just don't have any. So I guess we prioritize damage cards right now. Yeah, that's probably the reason. Probably a good reason to go for it. Since we don't have, like... excuse me. We don't have, like, the slime, then Sweeping Beam is not going to be as good. We just have a single enemy, so I think we upgrade Darkness here. Let's go it. Hello, Darkness, mild friend. Let's see... Obviously, I should have done that first, but... Huh. Okay. That was some insane turns. Do we take auto shields here? Or do we take rebound? Tempest is, like, fine. I don't think it's really worthwhile in this deck, though. Since we're kind of... We've already, like, established, like, our archetype, which is the Frost Orb Darkness deck. I think we go for auto shields. I think it's between that and rebound. And auto shields is just, like, a really powerful card. Lose a card or gain HP. We could lose the last strike in our deck. We have... This is basically a strike, another strike, another strike. We actually don't have that many strikes in this deck. I am surprised. You know, I think we hold on to the strike and just take our gold. Or do we just want to be, like, super duper defensive? The Compile Drive does draw us into more of our action, too, which is really helpful. I actually think we might need to hold on to the strike to just deal some extra damage. As crazy as that is. Or do we just, like... Do we just go full defensive? This is kind of crazy. I don't know what the correct choice is here, honestly. We have 3 strikes. This is kind of like a strike, I guess. It's more there to just get us the Dark Orb, but you know, it has the extra added benefit of dealing 10 damage and everything. You know, it's just that's what it's there for. This is pretty funny. I don't actually know if we should get rid of the strike or not. Yeah, I you know, for the memes. We have no strikes, okay? I did it. Hexaghost, 45 health. That's reasonable enough. We also still have some potions, too, to be able to work with. And we also have the fairy in a bottle, which I know at some point, like I said, I'm going to forget. Against this boss, let's see. Bullseye is a reasonable choice. Auto shields going up to 15 block. Like, we only need the 15 block, though, against, like, his major all-out attack, which I don't think we necessarily need. So, do we go for a sweeping beam or, like, a compile driver, just deal extra damage? I think Bullseye might just be the best thing for us to get some extra lock on. Yeah, let's go for that. Darkness. Alrighty. Dual cast. I think we're gonna get more value. Problem is we have 3 cards to give us. So we're actually gonna probably draw at least 1 or 2 of these next turn. Yeah, okay, we'll get rid of that. Let's go. Alright. So we've auto shields clearly for this turn. This is just the turn where we just put up our blocks. Yeah, draw 3 cards. Bullseye. Sounds pretty good. Doomy and a Gloomy. This is an interesting turn. Do we actually go for this? Like the Doom and Gloom plus Darkness? That's just a ton of damage, right? Like, has to be. Okay. So the issue is if I Glacier, we're going to get rid of this orb. It's probably still worthwhile, though. And I guess we just charge battery this turn. Let's go. We're just like cycling through all these darkness orbs, which is not really what you're supposed to be doing with them, but they just deal so much damage that I'm having a hard time not just doing it, you know? And if I go for the zap, we're going to be able to draw 2 cards regardless, so we should go for the compile driver first. We have auto shields. I don't think we need to auto shields. I think we're just going to be applying pressure, correct? Correct. Just a matter of like which direction we go in. Let's draw a card first, see what we get. We get dual cast. Dual cast is actually insane here. Probably better than setting up the Doom Gloom. And we'll just make sure we take no damage this turn. Sure. He's already at 60, and he's just finished his 2nd cycle. Oh, this is just insane. And we'll put up some block this turn to make sure we don't take hit damage on this burn. This is ridiculous right now. Bullseye. Do I go for the Darkness? Like, it does deal an incredible amount of damage, and obviously, like, we can afford to take a hit here. Glacier does set it up so that way the Darkness Orb is in the front. So, do we still have dual cast in our deck? Do we already cast it? We did not cast it yet. So we could basically just set it up so that way we don't take no damage this turn and kill him with the dual cast. This will go up to 24. So we'll need a couple points of damage on you. Actually, it's going to deal even more damage because he's has lock on. Yeah, I think we just play it safe. Got the dual cast. Boom. So dirty. Echo form. I mean, it's between Echo Form and Fission, but Echo Form is just really, really powerful. I see no reason not to go for that. I just got to keep it in mind, because I'm a big offender when it comes to wasting that. That's for sure. Replace Crack Core if you end your turn with an empty orb slot. Channel 1 Frost Orb. You know, it's not terrible, but I do think that the extra mana is probably worthwhile, and we're clear. Like, I'm never taking Coffee Dripper unless we have enough heal or something. So clearly, we're not taking Coffee Dripper like ever. We need like a self repair to even consider going for Coffee Dripper. But Cursed Eye being able to give us the extra mana, I think, is just more beneficial for Act 2. Crack Core though is pretty reasonable, but we just have since we picked up an Echo Form too. Like, yeah, we need to go for the Curse Key here. Get some extra mana. So far, so good, though. We're looking pretty decent, gotta say. We have 126 gold. Okay. Who are we fighting? The Collector. Okay. Well, the Collector we're going to need some AoE for, so I'd like to be able to pick up... We actually already have a decent number, but I would like to be able to upgrade both of these if we possibly can for this act. That would be ideal. Also, if we can upgrade in Chill, I would consider that. But I do think that we probably need to upgrade these for the boss, so keep that in mind. Because he does spawn ads, and those ads need to be taken out, because otherwise they will deal an incredible amount of damage. So... fighting some elites would be nice. So we look at this path and we say that's a lot of combats with 2 stores. Nah. We look at this path. It's 1 combat. 2 stores. We don't necessarily need 2 stores. Could go up this way, which there is a campfire here, so we could actually go for the campfire there. So we only get the option of being able to fight 1 elite, and I would like to be able to hit up a store. We could potentially fight 2 elites, but I would have to go like this way. No, we can't get to this elite if I go that way, so we have to go up this way. So 3 combats, an elite, a store. It's probably a good time to hit a store, honestly. And then we have the option to either go fight 3 combats, 2 more combats rather, or fight 2 more combats and an elite from this campfire. Ugh. Like, this feels like a death wish, to be honest. Like, we're in a good spot, but I need like more orb slots and stuff, and more focus and so on and so forth. You know, I think we start here and we figure it out as we go. Pretty easy to go for that. Charge battery. Who'd we bullseye? I don't think it really matters too much. Take none this turn, which is great. We do have Chill. Ooh. And we have Doom and Gloom. So do we auto shields? Maybe we don't auto shields here. Maybe we just go for... No, we have to auto shields. They're dealing 12 damage apiece. Yeah, we have to go for this. And then we can go for Chill. And then we go for Doom and Gloomy. Where did we get the extra mana from? I was not paying attention there. Yeah, I think it's worth it to go for at least 1 sweeping beam. A darkness? Nah, we have to go for the defend here. Just make sure we take no damage here. Preserve your life total if you can. Yes. Do we necessarily need to do that, though? I don't think we need to. I think it's better for us to go for, like, Glacier Doom and Gloom. Or Glacier Dual Cast Doom. That's not bad. Just saying. Yeah, we don't need to go for the Echo Form. It would have made it so we just take too much damage there, so clearly not worth it. Okay, guess we're doing nothing this turn. All right, there we go. Is that better than any of these? I don't necessarily think so. We don't really have a lot of card draw, so actually I've been thinking that like maybe the energy might just be worse than this. I feel like the energy is going to be worthwhile with like the Echo Form. We got self-repair, so I'm going to take that. Tempest Plus is reasonable, but yeah, we definitely don't want the Lightning Orb. So like Tempest Plus is not really worth for this deck. Overclock is meh. It's okay. But we just need like another way to be able to heal, so we don't have to hit very many rest sites. It'll also make it so that way when we go further up, if we decide to take this set of combats, that we don't have to rest in between there. So yeah. Sounds pretty good, right? Sweeping beam. I mean, this deals more damage. Charge bat. Just make sure we take no damage here. And we has a chill and a doomy gloomy and a darkness and a pass. So far so good. So far so good. So clearly we can afford to go for the Echo Form this turn. I don't think we're gonna necessarily need to go for the self-repair, because I have a feeling that we're just gonna kill you. Gambler's Brew, nah. Steam Barrier plus hologram. Chaos is kind of cool, but I'm not sure if Chaos is actually worth it. Like random orbs. Interesting. I like 2 random orbs has to be good, but like this is probably more consistent. I don't know. Let's see. Being able to bring back what? Glacier is always a good thing. Being able to bring back darkness is always a good thing. Sweeping beam is always really good to be brought back with this too. Like hologram has a lot of really good uses. Like this is kind of cool to be able to bring back. So for 2 mana you get to just trigger your passive orbs again. I don't know, I think it's kind of cool, but Steam Barrier Plus might just be the take here. We do have 4 mana. We don't want too many 0 casting cost cards, but we only have 1 currently. We have 2, I guess. Sure. I think I can afford to take 1 more 0 casting cost card, especially since it's upgraded too. Like I have to take that, right? Yeah, let's go for the store. What do we get? Bias Cognition is probably the clearest of picks here. FTL is decent. Sweeping Beam number 2 is okay, but we already have 2 AoEs, which we really only need. Leap is fine. I would say like the ones that I'm looking at are like Whetstone and Hand Drill, but you know, Bias Cognition is just very OP. It's an incredible card. Yeah. Let's go fight a combat and see where he gets. Need some defense here. Well, we asked, and we received. Do we go for the self-repair here, or do we actually go for, like, the bullseye? I think we go for the bullseye. Alright, Echo Form, this is a great turn to set that up. Thank you. Charge battery and a chill. Alright, so whatever we cast is going to get doubled. Right. Probably should have actually gone for the Bias Cognition. Yeah, I should have. That was just really silly, Dave. Well, I guess we passed the turn. That was very silly. Yes. Oh, that was ridiculously silly. That was, yeah, Echo Form. See, I knew I was going to run to that issue. 21. Just go for the extra energy or the extra 2 damage. Extra energy is probably better next turn. Echo Form, Echo Form, Echo Form, Echo Form. I gotta ingrain that into my brain here. Yeah. Actually, let's make sure we go up to full health. We got Doom and Gloom. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we haven't cast dual cast yet, so I didn't check, but I was like, I went for this because I'm pretty sure dual cast is coming up. None of these really floats my boat right now. What? Don't necessarily need any more cards for the deck. Like, there's nothing that's like a strict upgrade at this point. Charge battery, like they're all fine. They're all fine. Which none of them are like wow me, so I think we should skip here. That's basically what it comes down to. Choose a card. Interesting. Do we take another darkness? I don't know. Consume actually is reasonable. Problem is that we don't have very many orb slots. We don't have a capacitor or anything. I think if we had a capacitor, I could take consume, but I don't think I can afford to here. Do any of these like really stand out? Like, do we have enough ways to be able to generate Blizzard? We only have 2 ways. We only have like 3 Frost Orbs in the deck, which is Chill and Glacier. So probably not. Like, do any of these make sense? I'm not sure if like any particular card actually would make the cut into this deck. Rip and Tear, maybe? Dealing 14 damage for 1 mana. Like, we don't have a lot of like attacks. I could see that being reasonable. As much as I like the Blizzard, we just don't have enough Frost Orbs to fully take advantage of that. We need probably like 2 more Frost Orbs for this deck to make this worthwhile, and I don't think we're really there yet. So this is actually really tough. I'm thinking we just take like Rip and Tear. White Noise is fine too. Random Power. Like, Sweeping Beam would be decent against, like, the boss. Like, this is also pretty decent against the boss, though. But we need, like, at least, like, 1 more Frost Orb to make this a playable card. Because then we can go for potentially a Frost Orb, like, every turn. At least 1 Frost Orb every turn. Oh. This is actually really hard. None of these, like wow me. They don't really do it for me. Rip and Tear is probably like the best thing we could take here for in terms of damage. Like, I don't necessarily think we need another darkness. We only really need the 1. We don't want too many of them because then they start to like gum up our deck. We'd rather take more like Frost Orbs or something, but we don't have the option of Frost Orbs here. See that, or I take just like a damage card, which I'm thinking we take Rip and Tear here. We could use 1 more damage. Yeah, let's go. Lose all your gold or get Red Mask. We only have 33 gold, so it's all yours. it's all yours. It's not worth it. Not worth fighting. I'd rather go fight this elite with full health. Echo Form is fantastic here. It's not quite yet to go for the Bias Cog, so we need just a couple of orbs in play to take full advantage of that. Okay, so this is going to be a very painful turn. Okay, Echo Form, right? Echo Form. Boom. Draw 2. We got Chilled and Glacier. Awesome. Okay. Now we can just try to prevent as much damage as possible this turn. Yeah. Yeah. Bullseye is a really good pickup. Darkness also good here. I think we just pass. Let's go. Got nothing else to do, so... Compile Driver, deal 14. Sweeping Beam, Doom and Gloom. Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't just go for this. That way he spends another turn being able to summon more guys. And we get to basically get another Dark Orb in play. Like, seems pretty good for us. Bias Cognition is a great thing for us here. It's fantastic. If I go for the Glacier, we're going to get rid of this Frost Orb. Excuse me, this orb here. It's just like, this is lethal, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh my god. I mean, Barrage is fine, but we just don't... I don't think we necessarily need it. Deal 6 for each orb. So basically it's a 1-mana deal 12 on average. Do we need a 1-mana deal 12? Like, we have a 1-mana deal 14 right now. We need a capacitor to, like, fully take advantage of something like this. I think we take it, because we got rid of all the strikes. Like, that's just a strictly upgraded strike at that point. Unfortunately, we have nothing we can grab here. Mostly just open this up, because if we found something that was on sale that maybe we would have considered, but... we have Ice Cream, Boot. Okay, so we didn't really lose too much. I feel like Ice Cream is the best thing that was in here, but... And Loop is the only other thing that I would consider, but Loop, we already have... the what's it called? Auto Shields, which would be a non-bow. Alright, Normality. Uh-oh. Normality is actually going to screw us. Okay. Well, we obviously want to see what we want to draw. Do we want to bias Cognition here? I think we'd rather get the Charge Battery in play. Okay. Oh, we take no damage this turn. Like, it's just too early to go for the bias Cognition, honestly. Alright, well, 18. Thankfully, we didn't really have too much to get punished for with Normality there, so yay. Maybe I should have actually gone for the compile driver first. Yeah, that probably would have been better, so that way I can just make sure. Yeah, because we drew the Echo Form now, which is fine. Like, we can still manage this turn without it, or manage this combat without it. It's nice to have, but, like, it wasn't necessary, that's for sure. Glacier needs to happen. And Darkness. Let's go. Yeah, we don't need the Echo Form, but it would have been obviously great for us. Yes. 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 And you're at 1. Do we dual cast just so we can try to get closer towards this dark orb? I think we just wait for 1 damage. Let's just go. It's unfortunate the dark orb's not going to do anything, but we don't need flashy plays. We just need plays that win the game here. Rainbow's pretty good. Yeah, we could go for a rainbow. I'm digging that. Yeah, let's keep going. Do we need to upgrade anything right away? Rainbow's probably the only clear pick. What does this go up to? 18 damage. That's pretty cool. We would like to upgrade these. Question is, do we need to take do we need to go for the recall here? We don't necessarily need to go for the recall. As long as I remember to do it on Act 3, we should be fine. This goes up to 14. I think Sweeping Beam is going to be cast more often. So I think upgrading Sweeping Beam is actually worthwhile here. I'd like at least 1 upgraded before we get to the main boss here. We have no other orbs to play. Oh man, this is garbage. What is this? We have 14 block already in play, so we can just cast like a charge battery. So we should probably Sweeping Beam. Rip and Tear. Let's just go for Doom and Gloom and Charge Battery. Just make sure we take no damage this turn. This guy's going to come in with a pretty decent hit this turn. 20. We have Echo Form and Glacier. Yeah. Sure. So we're going to take some damage here, but we have Echo Form, so we could potentially get double self-repair in play. Nice. And we have Bias Cognition and chill. Let's go for the Bias Cog before I make a decision. Right, that was our 3 cards. I was thinking we had one more, but... Alright. From here... We have to start playing Pressure. We do have Chill. Oh, I should have gone for the Bullseye. I mean, it didn't matter because he wasn't going to be able to... Is this fully block? 15. Yep. Doom and Gloom. Well, we can go for both. Be able to get the Doomy Gloomy in play. Get the Darkness Orb. Let's go. Do we go for the Rainbow? Interesting. Rainbow would put a Lightning Orb in front. Nice. I was thinking if it didn't kill him, then we at least have dual cast and stuff like that. We finally got a Defragment. Awesome. We needed something like that. Yes. So, Zap, Chill, Rippy Terry. Alright, Normality hasn't screwed us over, like, yet. But I know that it's bound to happen at some point in the near future. We already have 14 block up. I do think that we have to go for a Glacier. Is it better to go for the Sweeping Beam? Like, we're always going to cast Glacier here. We're always going to cast Glacier. There's, like, no reason not to. Let's go for the Sweeping Beam. Damn, we drew the Echo Form. We could have used that in this combat. I don't think we would have had the opportunity to be able to go for it. I actually could have used my potion to potentially cast it, but I don't think it was necessary. Yeah, we have to go for this now. So we get 18 block out of that. Yeah, this is the weird one time that I feel like dual casting a Frost Orb is correct. Self-repair, nah. You're at 2, which means you are dead here. Perfect. Worked out. Claw is the only thing that, like, is consideration, I feel like. Something that scales, but honestly, we already have stuff that scales, like the Darkness Orbs and stuff like that, so I don't necessarily think we need it. I think we just pass here. We don't really need the upgraded Ball Lightning either. It just deals 10. And we don't really want Lightning Orbs. I think we just, yeah, I think we skip here. As crazy as it is. Taste the Rainbow? Taste the Rainbow. That was one card. So we're going to take some damage here. Shouldn't really take any damage here, as long as I end up going for Defend, Chill. It's probably worth it. So 18, he's only dealing me 18, so I can just focus on just dealing damage, but I don't really have any damage cards. But we're looking still pretty good here. Nothing to complain about just yet. We have this Darkness Orb coming down soon. Defrag, Glacier. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get Echo Form in play. I mean, I can if I use this potion, which is probably worthwhile. Let's be fair. Defrag, then Glacier. Make sure we order this correctly. Do we go for the Darkness Orb? I think so, because it gives us an extra 6 block. Which is actually an extra 3 block. Alrighty. Well. Double Bias Cognition. Sweep away. Okay, so he's attacking for 24. 14. Okay, this is reasonable. I was trying to figure out if I needed to dual cast there or not. I didn't have to, so we're good. Attacking for 30. There we go. Creative AI hologram. This is a plan C, which right now we already have plan A, which just kills people with darkness orbs, dark orbs. Do we really need another plan? I don't think we necessarily do. This is pretty good against the heart, though. We don't necessarily need it. We already have Echo Form, and Echo Form, I feel like, does kind of a similar job to Creative AI. It just gives us more card advantage. But I think like Hologram is actually worthwhile. We have some decent things to be able to take advantage of, like Rainbow, not Defect, but Rainbow, Super Beam, Doom and Gloom, Darkness, obviously. Even like Bullseye and Glacier, Zap. We have a reasonable number of cards to be able to take advantage of. And we're at full health. Do we need to upgrade anything? We can go for the Doom and Gloom, which is what I was planning on doing in the first place. Or defrag here. Is defrag actually better than going for the Doom and Gloom? Huh. Defrag might just be better, actually, than going for Doom and Gloom here. This will generate more value over time. Nice. Rainbow is actually sick for us here. I was going to cast Chill, but it might just be better to save that for later, because we can get three Frost Orbs out of that. I think it's way better to hold on to the Chill there. So Sweeping Beam and Hologram. Let's start with Sweeping Beam. See where that leads us. Normality, of course. Of course. Of course. Alright, then I guess we hologram, put Sweeping Beam back on top. Maybe I should actually put, sorry, that goes back into our hand. Maybe I should put Chilled into our hand. We only have one more card to cast this turn. But we're not taking any damage, so let's go. Normality kind of screwed us there, but it wasn't like the worst thing. They could have, it definitely could have been way worse, that's for sure. Let's go for a Glacier. We can deal 18 to something, so we should probably take out one of you. Alright. Echo Form needs to come into play this turn. I think we just like charge battery here. As much as I would like to set up the Bullseye, because pretty soon we're going to be dual casting that. I just don't want to take any. We have Orichalcum. I should have actually gone for the Bullseye. Okay. It's too early to go for the Bias Cognition, that's for sure. So we're definitely auto-shielding this turn. Oh, right. Echo. That sucks. Doom Darkness. Doom Zap Darkness. It's not really time to go for the Bias Cog. We need to be able to get rid of these. And this makes it so we block for the most amount. These will block for 7 apiece. So an extra 14 here. So 22. And this can be only blocked for 3 because we're frail. I see. We don't really have a way to be able to kill this unless I like get lucky on this zap here. Okay. We were able to get lucky, in case you're wondering. Doomy Glooms. Darkness. And I think we just defend this turn. Yeah. Sweeping. Just hope we don't draw Normality, I guess, was the only bad thing we could have drawn there, right? We still have Normality in the deck? Yes, we do. So I don't think we should really necessarily go for the charge battery. How many 2 casting cost cards we have? We only have Glacier, so yeah, we don't even need to go really for the charge battery if we don't want to. Is there any cards we want to be able to get back, though? Excuse me. I could see getting back Auto Shields. Barrage deals a ton of damage. Rip and Tear deals a ton of damage. And we just take a bunch of damage on the chin here, if that's the case. We could get Darkness back. I actually like that. That's actually really good for us. We have a dual cast in here? We do. Okay. So... three cards in a turn. If we're going to be casting... yeah, we don't need the extra mana, so this doesn't really matter. But we could just do it just because it's a 5 extra block. And I think that might be reasonable. No, I think the extra damage is more beneficial to us. Of course we draw the bullseye. Yeah. Do we draw the dual cast here? Man, we don't have bullseye, but this is still a lot of damage. And we're starting to get into the territory where it'll start making sense for us to just start evoking these normally. Another Darkness. Another Rip and Tear. Let's go. Interesting. Yeah. Compile Driver first, probably. Yeah, Compile Driver first. This will actually give us 6 orbs. No, it actually won't, because it'll probably kill these, I would imagine. We should probably Compile Driver. Bias Cognition. This has to, like, kill him, right? Like, it has to. That was a ton of fun. Not gonna lie. I enjoyed that immensely. Alright. We don't really need the creative AI. We already had that choice earlier on. We decided not to go for it, so I think we're going to pass on it again. Buffer is reasonable, and Seek is a pretty decent card too, to be able to go find us. I think we can upgrade this. It doesn't get rid of the exhaust. It just upgrades to be able to find 2 cards, and this prevents 2 sets of combat, basically, to next 2 attacks that you would lose HP on. And I'm not sure which one is actually better for us. Like, Seek would be good to be able to go find, like, defragments and rainbows and be able to maybe set up turns for Echo Form. Be able to set up Glacier turns as well. I'm almost tempted to go for this, though. It's like another plan against the heart. And, like, it's just something that scales. We don't necessarily need the thing that we don't really necessarily need that. But I think it would be helpful, honestly, just like another plan. I don't know. This is just hard. Like, the problem I have with Buffer is we don't have any ways to hold on to, like, retain cards or anything like that. We don't have the Runic Pyramid. We don't really have too much card draw in the deck outside of, like, Compile Driver, which potentially draws us 3 cards. On average, it usually draws us 2. So that we could try to find that on the key turns against, like, the heart. This is tough. Wish we had ways to gain some more focus or some more orb slots. Like, this makes the deck more consistent, right? We don't necessarily need any of these. Let's go for the consistency. We did get the runic pyramid. Of course we did. Of course we did. Runic pyramid. Problem is, then we hold on to things like normality, which we should be able to get rid of, but actually Velvet Choker might be something to look into here. We don't really have a ton of like mana for 1, and 2, I don't think we're going to be able to cast more than 6 cards in a turn anyways. We have a couple like 0 cast and cost cards, but we have nothing that like draws us into oblivion to make it so we can actually fully cast 6 cards in a turn. We'll have 5 mana at that point, so we can cast like 1 0 mana card and then be able to spend our mana on everything else. Like, that's not bad. Slaver's Collar is obviously decent too, but I think it comes down to like the Choker and the Runic Pyramid. And I don't think the Pyramid is really made for this deck. Like, the only thing that we can fully take advantage of is just like setting up like auto shields and stuff, or just like defensive cards on the correct turns, which there's, I mean, some argument to that, but I don't think it's necessary. Bias Cognition also, but I think we just take the Velvet Choker. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. So far, I think this deck's actually doing really, really well. So we're only, that was an hour? Okay, that was actually pretty good for an hour, I would say. 2 acts, half an hour piece, basically. That's pretty reasonable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I am looking forward to playing this deck because it does seem like it's going to be doing some good things. We're looking for like Capacitor, a couple more focus. We'll be good to go. Yeah, that's really what we're looking for. Maybe like another Frost Orb or something like that. Could use probably 1 more Frost Orb. I would say like the biggest priority is probably Capacitor. So, but that's gonna do it today. Make sure you guys do something positive today. 1 small thing a day will snowball into something great for you. So just do something. You know, start writing up whatever you need to. Make a little plan for yourself. Write down your notes. Be able to take advantage of something. Be able to push something in your life forward. Just 1 small thing every day will eventually snowball into something big. So, that being said, have yourself a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck and grind on.